Ash and the terrifying chase in the demonic factory. It was a foggy morning. The darkness slowly enveloped the surroundings as Ash and Pikachu ventured deeper in the strange land. Where an abandoned factory stood like a colossal monster. The massive rusted iron gate loomed like a set of sharp teeth, overgrown with the green moss and creeping vines. The wind howled through the cracks, producing eerie whispers. Like the voice of ghostly spirits, Pikachu's tiny heart raced in fear as its ears switched at every suspicious shout. But Ash was different. His eyes sparkled with a curiosity, and the thrill of adventure drove him to step inside without hesitation. As soon as they crossed the gate, it slammed shut behind them with a deafening clang, echoing like a warning scream of the impending horror. A thick, cold mist filled the factory, like a countless icy knife slicing through their skin. Ash and Pikachu shuddered as they entered the gloomy darkness. The heavy stench of cold and suffocating air made them feel like they were drowning in an inescapable nightmare. And then, scratch, scratch. Faint scraping sound on the metal floor reverberated from somewhere, and suddenly shadowy figures emerged, dragging Ash and Pikachu deep inside, turning them into invisible captives. Ash woke up in the dark room, his body tied tightly to a cold metal table. A bright red light flashed, blinding him. Surrounding him were bizarre machines with sharp metal arms, glistening the black blades ready to rip him apart. Not far away, Pikachu was trapped inside the glass cage, his eyes wide with panic, body trembling in terror. The captors, hiders, and cold-eyed, began to horrifying experiment. Pikachu was thrust in the monstrous machine, its vertical arms like venomous snakes, coiling and tightening around Pikachu, squeezing the life out of its small frame. The screeching of the machinery filled the air, and Pikachu's anguished screams tore through the stifling atmosphere. Ash struggled against his bonds, desperately trying to save his friend. In a moment of desperation, he broke free and rushed to the glass cage. But when he flung the door open, he was puzzled by what he saw. No longer was Pikachu the cute, lovable companion. It had transformed into a terrifying creature with eyes as black as a beast's, like the depth of hell itself. Its fangs, long and razor-sharp like blades, gleamed under the eerie red light, and its blood-red tongue coiled and slithered like a serpent. It glowed, and empty eyes glowing with a malevolent light. Pikachu! Ash screamed in despair, hoping that a flicker of consciousness remained within his old friend. But it was all in vain. Pikachu had become a failed experiment, a jumping beast. Its dark eyes drilled into Ash's soul, and in a flash, Pikachu lunged forward like a deadly lightning bolt. Claws extended to tear him apart. Ash barely dodged the attack and took off running. The sound of footsteps echoed through the rusted metal floor, and Pikachu's shadow loomed close behind, its eyes wide with the desire to hunt down its prey. Ash dashed through long, seemingly endless corridors, the flickering lights casting strange, twisted shadows. Each step Pikachu took reverberated loudly, the metallic cackling echoing through the air like a deathly knell of hell. Every time Ash threw his head shaken off Pikachu, a maniacal laugh would ring out right behind him. The monster that was once Pikachu wouldn't give up, its fish-black eyes cutting through the darkness like knives, and Ash felt like every escape route and sealed shut. He raced through abandoned rooms, where rusty chains dangled from the ceiling, machine lay in ruins, and deathly traps lurked everywhere. Occasionally, Ash caught sight of other creatures in the shadows. Other failed experiments at factory Huggy Wuggy with his long bloody arms and eerie grin. Mommy Longlegs, a giant spider-like figure whose every movement seemed to crush everything beneath. All of them surrounded Ash, forcing him to flee in terror through the dark, twisted hallways. Ash could hear Pikachu's sharp, heavy breaths getting closer and closer, close enough to feel the frenzied edge right behind his neck. He looked back to see Pikachu leaping from the word to word like a swift spectre. His claws sprayed the word with a thrilling scratch, like a nail on the chalkboard. Ash realized that Pikachu was no longer just a monster. It had become part of the demonic horde that roamed the factory. In one heart-stopping moment, Ash nearly stomped into a deep pit but managed to cling to the edge. Behind him, Pikachu's claws slashed so close that Ash could feel the cold wind they made. He ran into the grand storage room, holding his breath, trying to hide in the darkness. Scratch, scratch. The terrifying sound of claws echoed outside the door. Ash's heart felt like it was going to explode as Pikachu's black, signature eyes gleamed through the crack in the door. The door was ripped open, and Pikachu launched in with a bloodthirsty roar. Ash dodged just a time and continued to run, fear surging through him like never before. Ash ran through each room, the thick darkness and the sound of the monster scream all around him. Cold sweat dripped down his forehead as his eyes blurred from fear and exhaustion. Pikachu's shadow never left, relentlessly tracing him down like a spectre. Finally, I spotted an exit, a rusty old door leading to the outside. He burst through the door, the sunlight hitting his eyes, nearly blinding him. Ash collapsed on the ground, breathing heavily, tears streaming down his face. He had escaped, but his heart felt like it had been torn to shreds. Pikachu, his most loyal companion, had become a monster, a failed experiment, joining the rank of the factory demonic horde. Standing under the glaring sun, Ash vowed to grow stronger, to return to this hellish factory and save Pikachu. But a deep fear gnawed at him. Would Pikachu still be waiting for him, or had it completely lost itself to darkness, becoming a permanent part of his evil place? Would the next glory bring Pikachu back to the light? Or would it be a tragic confrontation between two friends, forever separated by the factory demonic shadows?